Hey traders, Nick Shaheen here looking at Apple. We got into a good healthy debate in the chat room. By the way, the link for the chat room is down below in the description over whether it's a good trade or not. So the first thing I asked was, this is from somebody who knows how to trade intraday and swings for a few days, so I wasn't worried about what they were saying. But I wanted to frame it in the proper sentence. When somebody posts, okay, I'm buying calls for Apple, I'd like to know a little bit time frame before I decide whether, hey, maybe I should chase or not, or follow or not. I want to know time frame. Today is the 23rd. This is Apple right here, right now. And if I look left, there are plenty of exactly the same spots that were interesting, like last May. That was exactly the top. So on the way down, it should provide support just from that perspective. And if more to it, if I go to here, similar line, and here almost to the penny, and here was exactly the burst, whatever that was. Maybe that wasn't earning, whatever that was. So where it is right now at 216-ish is a place where, okay, so if I'm buying Apple for the long term, I agree with okay, I'm buying calls right now, and not all in for sure, because we still have a whole bunch to work through as far as headlines and problems. So from that perspective, I agree. But if they told me that they're trading for the week, my comment was not that they're doing wrong, but I don't have edge between now and Friday because, okay, it looks good from a level perspective. But if I zoom in at a 15-minute, this is the lowest low it's had in a long time. So I have nothing to shoot for. So somebody who was really good pattern skills that can do Elliott wave and all of that may be able to calculate the level where it needed to touch before the bat or the crab or whatever the heck it's called prices out, and then it's time to buy. So if they have that kind of chart in front of them, I'm not talking to that chart, and they're usually pretty darn accurate. So then he has an edge that I don't. So I don't bet against him because I don't have an edge. I don't bet with him because I don't have an edge. So if I don't really know what I'm doing, I don't do anything. And not that his call was bad. My point is that I have to know my time frame that I'm trading. So somebody who's picking spots for the long term, this is as good a place to start Apple as any. Not all in, because we don't know what's going on. So this was the point of the video. So back to the chart. Since we're here, we'll just discuss it for a couple of minutes. I'm going to go to a daily chart to center us. This is what most people look at. This is what it looks like. So I'm going to put back my lines. I keep lines from a long time ago because they come into play. So let me okay, so this is my daily chart with all of its lines on the way up. I just keep them, and every line plays a role. Like if I put my line here, my cursor here, I bet you to the right, they tried to hold it right here, and then it was a top, and then it was a top. So it comes into play many times. So the zone, I expected this to hold. It didn't. Priced out. This should have hold. It held. Hold. It didn't. Priced out. So now we're back to that same line I just discussed. So I'm thinking more of a this box zone. So if I was here, I would probably put 220. Will that get us there? No? Okay, so 90 maybe. Anyway, that should get us closer. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. That's enough for now. So maybe it's a zone. This candle might be important just after the dividend played, just after the washout of the earnings. Clearly, this was the wrong reaction since we did this right after. So somewhere in the middle lies the truth. So I'm thinking there's a consolidation zone here, and I'm going to zoom out to a weekly and look at it from a week's perspective. So this priced out, again, I'm not a technician, I just try to play one, and most often I know some of the rules of the basic stuff, but I can't look at a chart and I tell you, okay, I see a bat or a crab or whatever. But I know what they are and some of the rules in there. I just don't spend my day doing it because there are professionals that do, and if I need help, I'll ask them. I don't have a problem with that. But I don't think I need help. Check this out. So this is the box I just extended, and I'm looking left. I have a similar box here. So it's not a coincidence. So what does that tell me? It tells me that if I didn't sell, it's not the time to panic out. Things are not great. Things are not going to be great for a long time. Things are not going to be bad for a long time. Things are going to be bad for a shorter time than people think, but it's going to be really bad because of what idiots at the top did. And I'm not talking Trump. If you're a Trump hater, don't start tooting, hey, I like this guy, because I'm not a hater. I'm just a realist. I'm talking about all of the people in charge. This reaction to the virus saves the hospital maybe, but it ensured that the whole economy gets broken down as if it's never been done before. Every business on the planet, every single person that has a paycheck or earns a paycheck from a business because they're self-employed is getting hit harder than they've ever been hit before. Statement of fact. So they're going to spend 50 trillion, whatever that number is, it's Googleplex maybe, I don't know, to save this. All because they were afraid that the doctors and hospitals couldn't handle it. Throw 200, 300 billion at the hospitals. Build temporary mass units. Anyway, off topic. Anyway, so white box, I have a similar white box. So if I didn't sell up here, back on to the same level as before. Keep politics out of it because charts, as they say, price is truth. What is in the chart says that it's too late to panic out. If I want to protect from here on out, fine, but the VIX is so high that it's going to cost a lot, so there are ways to mitigate that. So look into spreads and things like that as opposed to just buying a straight up put, because a put at this level is just so expensive that it almost makes it impossible to really protect. A put spread will not eliminate, will reduce the effect of paying up because I'm buying one and I'm selling one. So if the puts are expensive, I'm also selling one at the expensive rate. So it just gives me, but it's limited protection anyway. There are ways of doing it. So Apple, is it a buy? It all depends on the time frame. If I'm in it for the long haul, if I don't add here in Apple, why wouldn't I? You know, personally, I think Thursday is going to be a scary day. So people are going to be front running the selling into Wednesday. So I don't know if we can take off and run before Wednesday night or Thursday morning. So my feeling is that we're going to have a tough time into Wednesday, approaching the Thursday report. Which report? The claims report in the morning. So if the we've been getting 250,000 new claims and some sort of a 1.6 million ongoing claims of unemployment. That number is going to be, they keep talking 1 million. I don't know how they can say that. I almost know 1 million people that filed unemployment this week. It's going to be in the millions. Like, I'm going to shoot a number, 5, 6, 7, 8 million. The only way it's not is if the government fudges it, either on purpose or by mistake. I remember years ago, there was a report in either the unemployment or the jobs numbers. It was way off. Turns out that they missed a whole bunch of states, including California. I think they missed the deadline of submitting probably their faxes because it's still a question and answer type of a deal. It's not a scientific number. So my gut is that the government will fudge the report one way or another, purpose or not, and it'll be manageable. And if it's under 1 million, we will have a relief pop on Thursday, and then maybe they'll talk it up and say this was the bottom or not. On the SPX, it's probably around 2040, 2025. Seems like the number that everybody wants to see. So let's go there. But there are numbers below it. Back to Apple. It's time to nibble, sure, for the long term. Is it a panic buy here? Not in my book. Will I be able to buy it lower? In fact, it just dipped another couple of dollars from the conversation earlier today. So I still feel like there could be a lot lower, like 205-ish. Again, with the VIX so high, it's a zone. It's not a hard line in the sand. Nothing against the company, nothing against the trade strategy that one person we were debating with. They know their time frame and they're managing the risk accordingly. So they know what they're doing. I'm talking that if somebody reads a statement, please use your head before just saying, oh, looks like they're all clear, because they've seen that trade succeed before. But if you don't know the time frame, you're going to mess it up. Nick signing out.